back to the channel, guys. If you've been following this build, this is my 1989 Mustang GT Tony D Freestyle Pro Touring Edition. We've reached a point where now we're putting the front end on, we're getting the fenders, the hood, and this Cervini's front bumper to line up and all play well with each other, okay? Right now, I've got the bumper hung, I got the fenders hung, hood on, and I'm still working out the body lines. It's still giving me some problems. However, one thing that I need to do right now is break it all down again, clean up all the edges on the Cervini's, and hammer out some of the edges on the fenders. This way, when I go to put it back on again, I have a little bit better luck getting everything to line up. But while we're at it, this is a perfect opportunity to install an oil cooler on the car. So I'm going to blow the bumper off. We're going to get the oil cooler set up. I'm going to show you how to hook that up. Real simple setup, guys. First things first, we'll get a look at what we're working with. See, these body lines are real rough right here. I mean, I got about at least a 1/4 inch of problem there. But I did take the time to mount up the oil cooler. Okay? So these oil coolers don't come with any hardware or anything. This is nothing Fox Body specific. This car has been heavily modified. It's got, you know, turbo system, intercooler, and all that stuff. So nothing up here is stock at all. All right, and that's just a universal oil cooler. All right. To get a better look at how I got it set up for now. All right, this is the shot from underneath. And then when I blow the bumper off, we'll be able to get a better look at it. There's a lot of little details that you got to take in consideration. All right, I've had to open up these gaps a lot. You know, it's not a Cadillac. All right, and it's definitely no Bentley. Okay, so the body gaps on these cars are always a little bit opened up more. However, I tried to make them tight, but making the lines real tight led to major problems. So this whole thing needs to be relaxed and then start from zero again. All right. If you'll notice, though, a couple little things I did in the meantime. We got the hood pins installed, real cheap pins. These are just mock-up pins, guys, because you know they'll get all scratched up and everything like that before we do our final assembly. All right. We got the you can see the wastegate dump there. That's been all worked out real nice. All right, so everything's kind of in position. The hood's good where it's at. It's everything else we got to now work around the hood. All right, we got those one-piece smoked out lights. I know that's a big controversy, but it is what it is, guys. I do have a set of 3-piece lights, but these kind of like look a little bit better to me. All right, we got some custom fog lights going on and all that, and you can see that. You can see the intercooler and the oil cooler now bolted right up there. I will say the contour fans, thumbs up on that, guys. It brought me down about 12 degrees from my standard operating temperature, which is I'm very happy with. So if the oil cooler brings me down maybe 2 or 3 more degrees, that'll be really great. All right, first things first, we're gonna make a hood latch. So I'm starting off with a piece of stainless steel round bar here, okay? And I'm gonna eyeball this up. We're gonna get it in there. So all I can do, instead of putting a cable on, I'll pull my hood pins, I'll reach inside, I'll pop the hood, and then I'll be able to get the hood going. Hood up. I don't want to run a cable here, guys. It's for what? So I got my hood latch, got my stainless steel rod. Now normally this is where the cable would go, and I cut off the supporting bracket for the cable. All right. So I've got my rod. I'm going to dial this in. So I'm going to come in here and weld this up onto this, and I'll trim the end. So all I got to do is reach in, pop it, and it pops the hood. Okay. Simple. All right, so you see just doing some grinding and fit up. All right, so basically it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but see how I have the rod locking into the tab. Okay. All right, guys, little bending in the vise, little cutting, fitting up. Go! There you go. All right. Finish it off with a little vacuum cap. Look at that. It's like better than OEM. Probably be hard to see it, but that's where my little release is, my little vacuum cap. You can't even notice it, guys. All right? So nice little, once again, nice little tucked away. All right? Quick little mod you can do if you want to clean up your engine bay. Check out the action here. Reach in, boom. Simple, right? I don't like all that extra stuff, guys. No need for it. Not where I'm going. First step for installing your oil cooler is going to be mounting your oil cooler. Now, that ain't no Fox body part right there. I had to go raid Cricut's aluminum stock. We mocked it up, and he blazed it all together for me yesterday. Look at those shitty welds. What the hell is that?
Bird shit and popcorn.
I'm not allowed to do anything with the motor, guys. So Keith's got to be over here where he's supervising.
What was the company?
That's a Glow Shift.
Glow Shift. Pretty nice piece of item right here. Pretty nice quality. Adapter piece. So we can get an oil cooler in there to help get that, drop that oil temperature. Because pretty much that turbo's, you know, definitely helps cook that oil. Which also helps, you know, engine temperature and help keep viscosity in your oil by keeping the temperature down. Comes with some nice fittings. We might be doing a little bit mods here, opening up just a little bit more, you know, never can hurt add a little bit more to it. Definitely nice quality. You got regular pipe style instead of what'd you say the other ones are called?
Yeah, the ones with the gaskets, the rubber gasket is an ORB fitting, guys. Those things are garbage. All right, I don't like them. They say they're the best seal, but unless they have a proper machine surface, I've had nothing but problems with the ORB fittings on everything. So I try to keep everything standard pipe fitting. So one of the reasons why I went with that is because it did come with the standard pipe fitting, because they get it. They know that those ORB fittings are junk. All right. So we're running the G Plus, and Keith, you've had some good luck with those G Pluses on the mud trucks.
Yeah, I've used quite a few of them. They're pretty much a knockoff of Mishimoto, or they are Mishimoto with Mishimoto's name on them, because unfortunately, like everything comes from one or two manufacturers, and everybody gets to put their name on it.
Right on. And I'll tell you what about the quality of that G Plus? I mean, that thing is nice, ain't it?
It's pretty stout. I mean, I've got a couple of them, one on the S10, one on a buggy, and one on another truck, and they've been on there for quite some time without any problems.
Right on, man. All right, well, we're going to get this sandwich plate. We got a sandwich plate on there now, but we're going to replace it with this one, and then we're going to show you guys how to make the lines, because a lot of people always say that these are really hard to make, and they're not, guys. They're actually pretty easy. When you get into like the PTFE ones, and everything on my car, fuel line wise, is PTFE line. You can't really see it, but back there, it's all PTFE. But this, we're using standard rubber and standard AN fittings, right? So AN fitting. These are Army Navy fittings, okay? So mil spec, good stuff. I never had a problem with them. You keep. No, right?
No, definitely not. I mean,
and then when you're
just gotta take your time.
Yep. And when you're fancy, you buy the proper size AN line -10 clamps, and it just makes your job that much better. So we're gonna get this going. We're gonna get it installed, and we'll catch up with you when it comes time to making these hoses, making these ends, and this will be actually a good one, because we'll show you the easiest way to make these, and then maybe we'll do a PTFE video one day or something like that. We're gonna cut the oil filter. We got to pull it off anyway, guys. So we'll just cut the filter open, see what it looks like.
Only on the second oil change or first oil change after breaking oil.
Yeah, we've done one, and then we've changed the filter like a couple times already, just because for servicing and all that other stuff. So pretty neat tool here, guys. There's your oil filter cutter. Don't use your wife's can opener from the kitchen.
Oh, come on.
All right, guys, this cuts the filter open just so without like creating excess metal. All right, so this way you kind of get a little bit of an accurate reading compared to just trying to zip it open with anything else.
A little bit.
A little bit?
I don't see nothing big. I see the normal like wear. Ring wall wear. Yeah, metal particles, big shiny glitter pieces, anything like that. Showing like if something's coming unbuttoned in there. It actually looks good. You'll get, you're going to get a little bit of stuff from your ring break-in, and all the cross hatching in the cylinder walls is mainly where you get that little bit of, like, I guess you can't even really say glitter, but
yeah, I'd say glitter.
But you don't want to see any chunkage.
No, we don't want chunks, right?
No like bearing material or
like obviously if you got a connecting rod cap like in your oil filter, it's probably an issue, right? Any parts of,
let's see, it's not like there's not a whole like a ton of gray or anything on it.
Yeah,
which would be like your bearing material, because this is your side that catches everything. This is your side that goes in the engine after it gets pushed through the filter.
Hey, as long as it doesn't look like never sees, guys, then I think it's safe to say you're okay. But that looks alright. There's a little something in there. But
I'm expecting a little bit because that's the second oil change.
So check your oil filters, guys, and don't use your wife's can opener.
But on a new motor, definitely, yes, definitely. It can't hurt to even check it on an older motor. Because when you run a motor hard, you wear on it, no matter what. When you run hard, you wear it.
Just like everything else, similar to the way we do wiring. Got the adapter plate up there, switched over. Got our lines on, got our bungs on, got the sensor on, and the plug, right? So, we're gonna make some lines. We got Keith on the camera now, he's helping out. Ooh, did one already. So what I'm gonna do is the two lines that go to the sandwich plate, they're gonna be straight. We get our fitting. Then they were nice enough to tape this off for us. What I like to do, I just want one wrap of tape on there. Right? So when I do it myself too, I always leave the tape. Alright, so I take that much off. Alright? I got just a little bit of tape so it doesn't fray. Now, unscrew my fitting. I'm going to check it. It feels like shit. Okay? So, get a little gun oil here. Alright? I just happen to have gun oil. Use whatever oil you want. Alright? I'm just going to make sure that the fitting, see, a little bit of oil goes a long way. The fitting's good. Okay? So, inside here, if you look inside there, it's really tough to see. There's a shoulder. Alright? That shoulder's got to sit flush on this piece of hose. So, a nice flush cut is what you want on the hose. I don't like to use a shear. I actually like to use the whizzy wheel. That's why even it looks like where they cut this from, whatever factory it was, you put a piece of tape on it and then you split it in half on the tape with a whizzy wheel. It gives you a nice cut. Okay? So you start your connection. Alright, and then you turn it in. Just like you're screwing it down. Now you're looking inside and you can see that it's still got to go down more because it's got to sit on the shoulder. All right, and right there, that's it, guys. That's where we're at.
You see it?
You see it?
Turn it up a little bit. There you go. Now you can see it. Yeah, right
Yep.
there.
So the hose is bottomed out on the shoulder. All right. Now we take our Army Navy fitting. You lube up the threads. Okay. There's a lot of pressure that you're going to put on this right now. Now this is going to go inside the hose and swell up against this part. That's why they work so damn good. So I start this by hand, making sure it feels like everything's smooth, and then it starts getting tighter because now I know it's starting to expand in there. I'm going to come over to the vise. If you're gonna work with these lines, do yourself the favor, buy yourself an Army Navy fitting wrench, maybe 2 of them. These are cheap. All right. If you use a regular pipe wrench or a regular adjustable wrench, you gall these up, okay, and it just makes it look like shit.
And like you can see, he's got some jaw protectors made out of some aluminum angle there.
Oh yeah,
to help keep from galling up while it's in there.
That's just some basic angle. You just make them for your vise. And I'm going to turn down nice and nice. Now depending on which hose you have, sometimes you can't bottom this out. But on this hose, you can. So once I get to the point where I'm ready to bottom it out, I like to line it up a little bit for that extra fine professional look. And that one just so happens, boom, stops right there. And I line everything up nice, you see? And there you go, guys. That's how you do your standard braided hose, Army Navy fitting, AN line. This is dash 10 that we're working with. The smaller the hose, more difficult, okay? But we'll cover something more. There's a lot of different fittings. There's a lot of different hose options. Like I said, this is your standard rubber with the nylon braid. You can get a stainless steel braid in this. You can get PTFE, which is a Teflon lined braided hose. That's what you want to use on fuel lines. Do not use this on gasoline, okay? If you have it in your car, remove it, because it's only going to last so long. It's going to clog up your injectors and do all kinds of bad things because of all the methanol in the fuel these days. Oh, and definitely don't use this. Don't use this for power steering line either. But you got to buy power steering dedicated hose, high pressure, for your power steering lines, okay? And those fittings are similar to this, except they're typically stainless steel and they're more heavy duty and much more expensive.
More lines are like hydraulic systems.
Hydraulic system stuff, guys.
You're in a 1,000 to 1,500 pound range, especially when you crank the wheel to one side.
Yep, exactly.
It will spike.
Exactly. So, guys, just as you see, no problems with mooring. You can buy these jaws for these types of things, and the jaws are additional money, obviously, if you're going to make a lot of lines. I don't make that many lines, but I do make enough lines to have the proper wrench. All right, and this is also something cool. You want to keep in your go bag when you go your road bag. Keep one of these in the car. Just never know, you got to tighten up something. All right, guys. So that's that, and we're going to get these installed. Oh shit! So
gotta admit, it looks nice.
It looks good. It looks good. Oh, dude, check out. I'm loving my hood latch. They were hating on me earlier with that shit, but gotta clean it up.
It's race car stuff, man.
Hell
race
yeah.
car stuff.
Hell yeah, it's race car stuff. Well, it's what is it? It's a street car, but it's a street car. What's the difference between a race car and a street car? Air conditioning.
It's gonna have air conditioning, ain't it?
Hell yeah, it's gonna have air conditioning. This thing gets too damn hot.
You know, you got your 240 air, your 260 air, and your 280 air.
What's that?
2 windows down, 40, 60, and 80.
That's it. Just how we're putting it on, we're doing this, everything relaxed. Look how nice this is now. Now we're going to come over here. We'll have our braids on. Right? We get everything kind of where we want it. And we're going to mark our lines. And we got to know where we cut. All right? So we'll have our nice fancy hose adapter, or I'm sorry, hose clamps, like so. And I'm going to double check those lines again. And come over here like this, nice and relaxed, guys. No stress, no stress on any of this stuff. Double check how it looks under here. Oh, that's freaking nice, man. Oh yeah. We'll put a nutsert there too, and then we'll do the fuel line trick and attach these right to the frame, so there's no problem.
Nice clean look.
Yeah. Now what we're gonna do, I got green masking tape this time. This is worth like...
Oh, getting high speed.
This is like 6 additional horsepower. So now, it's laying really nice right here, guys. I look at this seam right here on the fitting, and I know that I'm gonna probably cut this line. I wanna give it a little extra room. I'm gonna go in between, right there like that. One wrap. Okay? So now when I cut this, I'm going to cut this in the middle of the tape. You see? Now, I'm going to do this one. Same deal. People are shots fired, shots fired.
Florida fireworks all the time.
They want to, shit, too bad we don't have the oil filter on right now to hit that two-step on them and really get them.
Oh yeah, that's in a little bit. We got to test out the oil clear, see how the two-step's working.
If this modification handles the two-step, then we'll be okay. All right, guys, so I got it set up. You see how I eyeball it? Here's the seam, and I'm going to cut this right in the middle. Same thing over here. Cut it right in the middle. Simple stuff. We get our whizzy wheel. See, guys, this is a different perspective. Keith's filming right now, and I'm not doing the tripod and all that stuff. So it's a totally different perspective. It's like reality TV. So yeah, sometimes, guys, you know, I'm not, you know, gotta make a mess sometimes. There's one.
Take your time. That's key.
Good. Alright. Now, that's how we want to cut those hoses. However, you're going to clean it up a little bit.
And make sure once you get your fittings on and stuff, you pop your hoses back off, blow them out nice and clean.
Oh yeah.
Because they'll be, like you've seen, just shaked out some residue.
Look at all that coming out of there. All right, so now I'm going to pull the lines off so we can work them in the vise. Simple stuff here, right?
It's definitely tight under there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on under here. You know, we don't got no fancy lifts and all that stuff. This is how we do, man. All right, guys. So here we go. We get our blowgun. Keith was admiring this this blowgun tip earlier, which I gotta keep my eye on it because if not, the thing is gonna walk.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So just because we cut them now, I'm just gonna go in there, give it a little. Oh yeah, a lot came out. That's just our precaution for that. Now we need 90s. Oh, tape on the shoe. We need 90s. So we come over here, get our fittings. We get this done quick, guys. We don't play games here. All right. Boom. Same story. We're gonna start all over again. We check our fitting. Our fitting's good. I oiled this on. I pre-lubed with this one. All right. Nice cut. We trimmed it. Looks good. Take this part. Screw it right on with your hands. foot bottoms out. Okay?
Almost can see it.
Almost can see it.
You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it a little bit better when you got about a light.
Yep. Okay. Again, take the Earl, put a little Earl on there. Don't try to do this without oiling this up because you'll ruin the threads here, and then you're going to be out a $12 fitted. Again, I screw it down by hand until she starts getting tight.
That's always good.
Yep. A little vice action, fancy wrench action. And we send her home. And I'd like to stop right when I get my, one more, I can go a tad bit more. That's just me being crazy. But I like to stop right there. Oop. Oh, I marred this one.
Oh, you did it now.
I marred it. Oops. Just a little bit. Okay, so now you can see, don't mind the marring. So I line everything up here, okay? Feel like I scratched it. Oops. All right?
That happens, it happens.
There you go, guys. That's a complete setup. Now these hoses are nice because they move this way, so you don't have to worry about your orientation. Like, so say it's coming from the filter, and then you're going to bring this around to go to the cooler. You don't have to worry about the orientation of these, is because they move, all right? If they're a different style, oh, I cut my finger. If they're a different style, you'll have to actually mark your orientation, or like say you're going to crimp them, or you have going to hydraulic place, you'll have to lay your hose out, mark your orientation, and then bring it to the place and have them crimp it, because forget it, you'll never get the thing to lay right, and you won't be able to start the threads. All right, so that's a little bit on that, and then we'll come back and see you guys when we have it all installed and running. What do you think? Good, right? No leak. That idle, man. That shit's idling like a Jeep. Alright, guys. Getting out of here. That's how you put your oil cooler on. Good luck. See you next time. Peace.